Thank you very much. That's a very great question. I don't know if you just listened to the panel I spoke at, where we're talking about energy inclusion. Right? So the world today is talking about, so is it energy affordability, reliability, or sustainability? For us on the continent, we're grossly starved of energy. We don't have adequate energy supply. And this is where Transcorp comes in. Our purpose is to improve lives and transform Africa. How do you improve lives? You do not deal with the power crisis. And this is though we are very strong players in the power sector with our investments in generation as well as distribution. Year on year, we've actually increased our available capacity, our capacity we're able to generate and put on the grid. In our Afam power plant, we've increased our available capacity from roughly by 138 megawatts, and today we are 348 megawatts of power available. In our Ugeli power plant, we've also taken our available capacity to about 650 megawatts and looking to take it up to 750 megawatts. But you see, this is just about capacity. We still have a gap in our generation, and the gap in our generation is driven by two things. One is on our gas supply, two is the grid itself. Now, on the gas side, we are driving an integrated energy strategy in Transcorp. And how does this integrated energy go? The gas that is produced by our sister company, Airs Energy, comes into AFAM in the eastern axis, and we turn that into power that Nigerians need. Then we look at the grid side. We continue to have some challenges with the grid, notwithstanding what has been said about the grid availability. In fact, yesterday I was talking to my team and I said, let me know, how much power have we lost due to grid ramp down instructions? And it's quite significant, quite significant. This month alone, the month is not even over, and we've had to lose 100 megawatts of power that we could have generated in one of my plants alone, in the Ugeli power plant. We've lost 100 megawatts because of grid ramp down. And do you know what 100 megawatts means? It's between 100,000 to 150,000 homes being powered. So when I say we're talking about a story of impact, so it's not just about the numbers that we're making. Yes, it's good to make the numbers. It reinforces investors' belief, but there's also that concept, and this is where that sustainability comes in. The more power we generate, the more people are able to have access to power and drive the industrialization of Nigeria. And of course, simply by who we are, we have seats around the table, and we also influence policies that come out so that every Nigerian is able to have access to affordable, reliable power. Thank you. So that's also another really good question, because this is again why things like the FII is critical, because you come here to FII and you hear about different technologies that people are using to drive inclusion in the power space. So the world is moving towards energy transition, or as we are now saying, energy addition, or we are now calling it energy inclusion. The grid we have in Nigeria today, we still have a significant number of our people that are outside of the grid. Okay, through mini grid and renewable energy structure, we're actually able to meet the underserved. So right now, through our Transcorp Energy, we're driving our renewable energy play, and we're partnering with different bodies. Last year, we signed an MOU with the Rural Electrification Agency to 150 megawatts, and we're going to be partnering with DFIs to get power to that last mile. Why did we go into Abuja Electricity Distribution Company? The same reason, to see how to get power across. And then we look at even the policy landscape that Nigeria has. Today we have the service-based tariff. I know there's been a lot of complaints and concerns about it, but it's also tied to how the subsidy is addressed. And what we're now able to do as a country is that those who can afford to pay power are being asked to pay for what they take, while those who are not afford, they're able to enjoy from the subsidy and be able to get power. So for us in Transcorp, we are strong players in this space, and we are driving this forward. Thank you. So there are two things. Let me even go back. Do we need more women around the table? Yes, we do. Why? Diversity of thought, diversity of perspective, coming around. We have to bring more women around the table. We have to go almost like a backward integration. It comes first of all from encouraging more women to participate in science, technology, engineering, and mathematics. But even beyond that, because guess what? I have a degree in sociology and anthropology. It shows that no matter what you've studied, if you have the strength of mind and the willingness to learn, you can diversify into different things. Yes, in my secondary school days, I was pure sciences and I have that firm foundation. But going on to specialize, first of all, in my first degree and my second degree, I went on to do the social sciences. Yeah. But now let me tell you about what we are doing in Transcorp. We recognize that there are certain, should I say, barriers to women coming into energy. Especially when you look at, if I look at our country, Nigeria, the power plants are not in the major cities. So we have power plants in Ughelli Delta State. We also have in Afam River State. Afam is like an hour and a half from Port Harcourt. When people graduate, even if you have women who have graduated from engineering, sciences, and so on, and want to come in, their parents will be like, oh, maybe you should stay in the city, and so on. So we launched a program called the Intern X. So the Intern X is something that we put out to university students. You know, we have these students industrial work experience, and I can't remember the last S, now CWES program that we have in Nigeria, where hitherto it becomes who you know to get you in. So we've launched an Intern X program where you can apply, right? You can apply and you come in. So what are we doing? We're catching them young. So these young women have an opportunity to do their internships in any of our plants. And when they come there, the fear of, oh my God, I'm not in the city is demystified, because they go there, they have such a positive experience. When they are done with school, they are able to look at our plants and look at the sector as a way to come in. So that's part of the catching them young. But now on the other space is recognizing that we have a lot more women. You have women in energy program. There are a lot of other networking and conference programs that you invite women to. And of course, you create policies of infrastructure that will include more women, crèche in the workplace, flexible working, just even mentorship that will drive more women in. Thank you. My message is clear. In Africa, we have diverse sources of energy. In Africa, we are starved of energy today. As the world is moving towards energy transition, we should look at energy sufficiency. And that's what we are looking at and very keen to drive and ensure. Africa cannot be left behind. Africa needs to be industrialized. The energy deficiency in Africa needs to be dealt with. The energy poverty needs to be dealt with. And I'm saying today, as a member of the board of chain makers, that Africa is profitable, Africa is open, and Africa, we have the workforce. Our population is young. Over 80% of Africans are below 45 years of age. So I'm saying to everybody that, hey, look at Transcorp, see how we're doing, and please look at Africa on the table. Thank you.